How we doing? It's Walt with One Fall WrestleCast. Normally I would wait until we got together to record to talk about this, but I don't feel like it can wait, so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to personally address it. Last night, WWE came to terms on the release of one Zelina Vega, and the third-party band claims its first victim. If anybody's watched the first episode of the One Fall WrestleCast, we talked about the third-party ban and how, we thought that it was going to affect things moving forward. And if you remember correctly, Tom said that he felt like Zelina Vega was going to be safe in all of this because, her husband being Aleister Black and, the connection to the roster and things like that. But we were wrong. To be fair, though, let's not get sidetracked on the fact that Zelina Vega did kind of poke the bear. I mean, after the third-party ban was put in place, she went and started an OnlyFans account for her cosplay. That doesn't look good. Doesn't look great. We all know what OnlyFans is really about. But, she's gearing it towards her cosplay, which is great for her because she's really involved in that aspect of things. I don't like any of this. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of the fact that you're telling your employees, your quote-unquote independent contractors, what they can and cannot do with their free time. Newly discovered free time, if you really want to talk about it, because for the first time ever, they're not touring 350 days a year. They're not in Pittsburgh on Monday night, in Tallahassee, Florida on Tuesday night. They're doing their TV show, and then they're going home. And then they get to spend time with their family and their friends and get to do things that they're not accustomed to doing. And they're trying to create revenue for themselves on their own free time. But that's not good enough for WWE. WWE has to have a piece of the pie. They have to take some of that money on a previously negotiated dollar amount in a previously negotiated contract before all of this came about. And then they want to go and take that money that these people are making on Twitch and Cameo and YouTube, specifically those three, and they want to add it to their contract, to their downside guarantee. That's not cool. That's sketchy at best. The whole third-party ban is silly. Like, it's real silly. You have a company that is predicated on entertaining fans. And during COVID-19, the coronavirus pandemic, your talent is still entertaining fans. And they're still entertaining fans on a weekly basis. They're still entertaining fans on a weekly basis, and they're putting their husbands, their wives, their children at risk. Their health and safety is at risk because they continue to go to work and they continue to entertain WWE fans. But you need that money that they make on their free time? It doesn't make sense. That's like me after putting in a 70-hour work week, my boss saying, "Hey, bud, go enjoy your 2 days off, but don't play with your kids." Excuse me? It's just, I don't understand how anybody thinks that this is acceptable. Because it's not. And I'll tell you one thing. If we didn't think that Andrew Yang was going to get involved before, he's going to get involved now. This is not going to end well. I don't feel that there is any good that is going to come from this. Zelina Vega is not the world's most talented in-ring performer. She's a lot of fun to watch. And because she wants to make a little bit of money for her family, she lost her job. A job that she's been really good at for the last 4 years. Entertaining people. I just don't get it. All you're doing is you're alienating your own staff of people, your roster of talent, because you want to make a couple more bucks to add to your bottom line every year. I work in a business where my people come first. I spend more time with my staff than I spend with my wife and kids. And I feel like traditionally in professional wrestling, that's kind of how it is. Missed birthdays, missed holidays, missed vacations, missed events. All for the betterment of your product. But yet, you can't let them make their couple $100 a week doing YouTube, Twitch, and Cameo. And I'm sure that it's much more than a couple $100 a week. Because if it wasn't much more than a couple $100 a week, Vince McMahon wouldn't even be feeling the need to be involved in any of this. Because it wouldn't do anything for him. I'm sure there's money to be gained for WWE through all this. And I'm sure that in Vince's mind, this is the greatest thing ever because he's going to make money off of other people's work. And he doesn't see a problem with that because he feels like his superstars are using his creation. Even though Alan Jones is just as happy to stream on Twitch as AJ Styles is. Knowing full well that Thea Trinidad is just as happy to do a cameo appearance as Zelina Vega is. If they're not using your name and they're not using your intellectual property, what is the problem? There shouldn't be one. This whole thing's not cool. With me, at least. Not that I'm anybody, I have a podcast and I talk on a microphone and I put things in front of you each and every Thursday morning. And I think I'm the greatest thing ever. I'm a nobody. I know that. I'm not going to reach any level of YouTube fame or success. I'm just doing something that I enjoy doing. And with the small audience that I have, I hope they're enjoying that I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And that's what Twitch and Cameo and YouTube is all about. It's about people enjoying other people enjoying what they're doing. I'm not on YouTube to make millions and millions of dollars. I'm on YouTube because it's fun and it's a release and it's an outlet. I just don't get it. Why we can't just let these people enjoy doing what they're doing without having to take money out of their pockets. Or, in this case, somebody losing a job because they stood up for what they believed in. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know every detail of every little thing because I don't. But I know enough to form an opinion, and I've formed an opinion. And my opinion is that this sucks. And it's unfair. And quite honestly, I'm going to miss Zelina Vega on WWE programming. And I'm not going to get to enjoy her on WWE programming because she did something that she enjoys to do. I don't know. I just wanted to address this. At the end of the day, it's not going to change anything. It is what it is. You can check us out on YouTube, One Fall WrestleCast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram, _FallWC. Check us out. New podcast drops every Thursday morning on all the major podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. Until next time, it's all love. I'm out.